Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel and to another video. Whether it be in the office, in relationships, on TV, or on social media, it seems like more and more lately debates and arguments abound. And in these arguments, people from opposing perspectives spend a lot of time trying to assert their dominance over the issue at hand. And it often becomes evident to see the frustration build between the opposing parties and what appeared to be the focus of the debate get lost. And sometimes it's necessary for you to be able to get your point across in a very compelling manner. So in today's video, let's walk through 5 things that you can do to win any argument. Number 1, you first need to understand your definition of win. See, if you don't know what your end goal is, you'll oftentimes find yourself spending way more time arguing a point that you didn't need to. Have you ever been in an argument with someone and at the end of it thought to yourself, what were we actually arguing about? See, a win doesn't always mean that you'll completely change the other person's mind and have them agree with everything that you say. It may be that you just want them to understand where you're coming from. Number 2, get your facts straight and stick to the point. Facts are irrefutable, but your opinions are. See, just because you believe something doesn't make it a fact. And arguing with your emotion is a sure way to lose any battle. And by the way, ask them for verifiable facts to back up their claims. Oftentimes, what you'll find is that when someone realizes they don't have a solid argument anymore, they start diving into other seemingly related topics. This is the diversionary tactic where they try to take you down a lane to something else that they're more comfortable with. As we'll see in this example, Trump is debating with a reporter on matters of the pandemic, and you'll see that he asks a very specific question which pertains to a point that she was trying to make. But notice how he remains locked on the question whilst he tries to avoid answering simply because she wasn't prepared.
So quickly. And you know what I just...
And by the way, when you issued the ban, the virus was already here.
Okay, and you know how many people, when I issued the ban, how many cases of virus were in the United States when I issued the ban? Do you know the number?
But did you know that it was going to spread and become a pandemic? I did my research. On the 23rd of March, you said you knew this was going to be a pandemic well before the WHO. So you knew it was going to spread.
I did know it. I did know it. All I have to do is look.
So you knew it.
Anybody knew it. Just, are you ready? How many cases were in the United States when I did my ban? How many people had died in the United States?
So do you acknowledge that you didn't think
Keep your
it was
voice down,
going to
please.
spread?
Keep your voice down.
Did you not
How
think it
many?
was going
How
to
many?
spread?
How many cases were in the United States? I did a ban where I'm closing up the entire country. How many people died?
And that's a fair point.
How many people died in the United States? And yet I closed up the country, and I believe there were no deaths, 0 deaths at the time I closed up the country. Nobody was there. And you should say thank you very much for good judgment. Go ahead, please.
Simply put, you should be able to back up your claims with facts. Number 3, understand their narrative. One of the biggest reasons you fail to win in a debate is because you haven't taken the time to understand their narrative. See, knowing where someone is coming from is actually an advantage that you can use. Whether or not you agree with their position, their beliefs are generally derived from their experiences, and you can't take that away from them. So try being empathetic so you know why they have the position that they do. And typically, we have an obsession with only being concerned with our point of view and trying to impose our position. But that blocks the ability to have a meaningful conversation and healthy debate. Having empathy shows that you're actually trying to understand where they're coming from. And if you can understand where they're coming from, you can base your position on the feelings of someone that has the thoughts that they do. Number 4, listen carefully. When most people get into a debate or an argument, they tend to shut off their comprehensive listening, and they're just waiting for their chance for rebuttal. And that's because they're listening to respond rather than listening to understand. Not only are they not listening to you, they're often not really even listening to what they're saying. And most times, since they're not really listening, they end up contradicting themselves down the road. So pay attention closely to what they're saying. I bet you any money you'll find something in what they've said that you can use to throw them off their game. Number 5, stay calm. Nothing makes you look more silly than losing your cool. After all, if you're debating with facts, what are you getting so mad for? As a matter of fact, you can probably tell when you're starting to win this argument or debate when they start to lose their cool, raise their voice, and start calling you names. When people know they can no longer attack your argument, they resort to attacking you. Listen, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss another one. Until next time, peace and love.